Welcome back to Brush Country Monsters. In this episode, McWhorter custom rifle client Husky and I are going to be at the Four Seasons Ranch. The rut is going crazy and you know how I love to rattle. Stay tuned for more Brush Country Monsters.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents Brush Country Monsters.
Back at the Four Seasons Ranch. A couple weeks ago, Seth took a beast.
I put it right behind the shoulder, made a perfect shot, you know, as a double lung shot. We watched the footage back. It was a perfect hit. We knew he did not go far. Holy cow. We put our hands on this deer. We were all just speechless and in awe of this magnificent trophy.
And now it was my turn. We got a friend with us. It's one of our favorite places to go, and the Four Seasons never disappoint.
So here at Four Seasons Ranch, it's a family-owned and operated place, and our goal here is to produce the highest quality South Texas trophy whitetail, super exotics, all the rest of the stuff too, hogs, javelina, quail, dove.
Four Seasons Ranch, just outside of San Antonio near Pearsall, Texas. You talk about five-star, this is a place that you gotta see. It's a huge 20,000 square foot lodge. Every room has an ensuite bath. It's got a full bar, it's got a full kitchen, a full staff. You are never wanting anything while you're at the Four Seasons. And to top all that off, they have some of the best deer in Texas.
Hey, Lamar.
Hey, man.
How's it going, man? Good seeing you.
Lamar Smith.
Husky home, nice to meet
Husky,
you.
my pleasure. You're the guy that's got a McWhorter.
I am.
Excellent, excellent. Little ruddy action going on?
It is a little pre-rut. It's looking good out there.
The weather looks like it's going to be perfect.
I think so.
Well, we don't seem to have much time left in the day, so how about we get unloaded, get the McWhorters on the bench, and get ready for tomorrow?
Let's do it. Sounds good.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So when Lamar and Husky get into camp, they get all settled in. First things first, they're gonna go out, shoot the rifles, make sure everything's in order.
That'll kill deer.
Husky was looking for a buck in the 170, 180 class range. And Kevin, with his intense management program here, he had a number of trail camera pictures and videos of deer that would fit that bill. Two specific deer we were going to try to find. We're hanging out in different areas. One was called Super Wide, really wide buck, very typical frame. He hung out in the area called Turkey Hill. Another buck, we called him No Brows, but he actually had brow tines, but they were bent straight back and very short. He had a lot of mass, heavy, thick horns. Both deer are unique in their own right, probably would score in the same class. So we set out to see if we can lay our eyes on one of them the first morning. First morning out, we went up to Turkey Hill. We immediately had deer moving all over the place. We had a great looking mature buck out front, lots of posturing. You know, it's early in December, the rut's kicking, and you know, deer were just moving all over the place. The morning is going on, sun starts to come up, and we look out across the field in the cutover. Here comes Super Wide. He's making his way across the field. Husky gets his binoculars up, he looks at the deer, and we're starting to kind of judge him and get an idea for how big he is. And we could tell he had broken about maybe 4 or 5 inches off the end of his main beam. And you know, yes, a taxidermist could have fixed that, but you know, when you're the client, you get to decide. So Husky just wasn't interested in that deer. He wanted to see if he'd go and lay eyes on No Brows and try to get a good look at him.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, the most accurate hunting rifles in the world. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Safari Club International Foundation, first for wildlife. Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, over 50 years in Central Texas, and we couldn't have stuck around this long if we were steering you wrong. Chupacabra Rub, shake it, rub it, love it. And Surge Pro, the best yield-enhancing foliar fertilizer on the market. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Swarovski Optique, see the unseen. Burger Bullets, shoot better, shoot burger. Hart Rifle Barrels, unparalleled performance, handcrafted one at a time. And John Burrell's High Adventure Company, the finest collection of big game wing shooting and sport fishing destinations in the world.
Rut in South Texas. You can always schedule it right around the first week of December to the 15th. The first hunt, we got in a blind and it was crazy. We had some nice deer, but then we had this really nice deer came out, and my guide Kevin he kept looking at it and he kept looking at it, and I kept saying to myself, all I need is the word yes, all I need is the word yes. But he finally decided it was a little too young, and in my heart I knew it, but if he'd have said yes, that deer would have been in trouble. Another cool morning. What we're going to do is a little bit different this morning. We're not going to get in the blind. We're going to start out rattling. Kevin thinks that there's 3 different options over here in this pile of brush, so we're going to go over there and see if we can't bring one to us. When you rattle antlers on the Four Seasons Ranch, you better make sure you're looking, because you're going to get run over. If we get too much deeper in, that's what I'm worried about. The next morning, we went to the area where they had this 10 point that they had pegged for me. We were going to try to rattle it in. Remember, it's early December, pre-rut activity. These deer are interested. So picture perfect morning for rattling, and I hit the horns together, and over the next 20 minutes, we filmed 3 beautiful bucks all coming to horns. The Big Ten I was after did not come in, but we still had an encounter with 3 really nice Four Seasons bucks. While I was having an epic morning rattling deer in, Seth and Husky were having their own great hunt across the pasture.
There's this bucket just in my crawl, and we call them no browse. So they set up a ground blind there last night. We're gonna go in there this morning and see if we can't get her done.
The morning started slow. Sun's starting to come up. You know, we have turkeys all around us. We have one doe that stepped out. She did not like that pop-up blind. She didn't stay there very long at all. We're just sitting there. The day's going on. Nothing, no deer, nothing. We start to second guess ourselves. Did we make a bad decision? You know, we can go to another blind and see all kinds of deer. We're sitting here and we're actually watching nothing. You know, an hour and a half into the hunt, we're just sitting there relaxing, and all at once, I start to look up and I see tines coming over the hill in front of us, and about the same time Husky sees the same thing I do, and he goes, "There's a deer." We both threw up the binoculars, we looked, we knew it was a buck. He walks out, he's walking at us, we can't really tell what deer he is. He goes into the brush to our right, then he steps back out again. I can see it's a deer, it's a big mature deer, I know it's a buck. He turns and looks. I can immediately tell he has no browse. It's our buck, it's our deer.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong. The range is super long. Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton. Rotating gun management made simple. Borden Accuracy, makers of the Rimrock, Alpine, and Timberline custom actions. Swagger, the bipod with moves. And New Breed Archery.
I start to look up and I see tines coming over the hill in front of us. I can see it's a deer, it's a big mature deer, I know it's a buck. He turns and looks, I can immediately tell he has no browse. It's our buck, it's our deer. I said, "That's your deer, get ready." He gets his 7 STW up out the window on the sticks. You know, Husky was ready. I actually had to hold him off for a second to get a couple seconds of footage. Whenever I said go, he pulled the trigger. I played the footage back. I knew it was the right deer, and when I saw that bullet hit right behind the shoulder, I knew he made a lethal hit. I told Husky, I said, "He's dead." He probably did not go very far at all.
Wow, any given moment, that's how quick things can change. And you know, when you want to kill big deer, you got to do 3 things. First, you got to hunt where big deer are. Obviously here at the Four Seasons Ranch, there's a big deer. 2, you got to be patient and pass up good deer to shoot a great deer. And 3, you got to have those patience. So let's go take a look at it. Yeah, there's blood right here, Seth. I think. Oh yeah, he's just laying right in the brush here. Wow, when they say Texas brush country, they ain't kidding. Oh boy. Oh boy, look at this thing. I tell you, we get set up to hunt this Pacific deer, and we didn't see much this morning. We saw one doe, and then we went probably an hour without seeing nothing. You could just see its back, and we knew it was a bigger deer. I thought I saw a flicker of horn. He turned, giving me a perfect broadside shot. Shot him, and I tell you, I am super thrilled to be able to harvest this big South Texas monster, because that's exactly what he is. He got mass, he got beam length, he got spread, he got tine length. What more could you ask for? Give Kevin a call at Four Seasons. Get your buck of your dreams. And like I always said, any given moment.
Just a magnificent 4 Seasons trophy. Husky was one happy client. You know, Alan, they say a custom rifle is only good as the glass that you put on top of it. For the last 3 seasons, we've exclusively used Swarovski glass here on BCM. Last year, I used the X5 on both of my rifles. I absolutely loved it. Tell our viewers why the X5 is the best long-range scope on the market right now.
You know, Seth, we've been a Swarovski dealer ever since I've been in this business. We've always thought they made the best hunting scopes. But with the trend to longer range shooting and hunting, we've had a lot of guys call in, and the scopes they made prior to this, they wouldn't get to beyond 1,000 yards. But this scope here that they've come up with is the total package. This 3 to 18 by 50 has got 116 minutes of elevation, which will get even the 6.5 Creedmoor well beyond 1,000 yards. Even the 5 to 25 by 56, 83 minutes. You've sacrificed nothing in the light gathering or the edge-to-edge clarity. HD glass, just the perfect combination. I mean, I don't know what a hunter could ask for.
You know, I've really come to enjoy the turret system on here. It's really unique. It has a patent-pending spring system. 80 clicks, 20 minutes of revolution. Also has this little indicator window that's unique. It gives you a number to let you know how many revolutions you've gone around. It has this patent-pending collar system that you can lift up and dial sub-zero. You know, you couple that with a European glass and the Swaro coatings, it makes it the best long-range scope on the market.
Absolutely.
Right now.
They've given up nothing that they've traditionally had, and they've made a scope specifically for the long-range hunter and shooter. We love these scopes. I had one on my muzzle loader last year. It gave me almost all the way out to 850 yards on that profile, which we would never shoot that far, but it gives you the ability to at least practice like that. So
sure.
If you're interested in one of these X5s, or better yet, if you're interested in one of these X5s on a McWhorter, give us a call. And that's your on-target tip of the week, brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.
This segment of BCM was brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. 100% Hill Country Oak Smoked Barbecue delivered anywhere in the country through Rudy's Anywhere. Order online today.
The next morning rolls around and we're sitting in a blind with a very large open field to the right. As luck would have it, he finally decided to show up. He was a little ruddy and he was acting skittish, and I was trying to get him in my scope, and the cameraman was trying to get him in the camera, and finally he started walking across that big open field. And from the time I had him at 100 yards, it ended up being about 250 before he finally gave me my shot. And I made an excellent shot. The 7mm STW dropped him in his tracks.
That's it, buddy. That was great. That was great. I mean,
Heck of a deer, Kevin.
Nice blood. Big old neck on it.
Big old neck, brown head, mule head, and you could tell from the moment he came out, he was the stud around the area.
Yeah, he was a king boss.
He made sure every buck in there knew he was there, and every doe he checked out. And when he finally picked the one he wanted, he chased her out here. Then he almost acted like he lost interest or got something else got his attention, because she came back and he just kept coming. I didn't know if we were going to get a shot at him or not, but he stopped a couple times with bad angles, so I didn't take the shot. But when he gave me that full neck shot, I knew the setup that we hunt with the McWhorter and Swarovski and the Borden and the Hart and the Berger.
Just got the job.
All you got to do is put the bullet where it needs to go, and
that's
it sure did it. Just DRT'd him right there. So.
Give me a handshake.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Kevin.
Hey, thanks a lot.
It's
Lamar.
great to come here to the Four Seasons Ranch, guys. You got to check it out.
Four Seasons Ranch did not disappoint once again. Seth and I got some great deer and we had a great time. Now, all we're doing is waiting for spring to roll around and we're going to chase some turkeys. Another 2 great deer from the Four Seasons Ranch. If you guys haven't checked it out, you need to. Until next week, always remember, keep God and family first.